What's going on, y'all? We are here today for our very first episode of the Bonfire. I'm here. I'm here. Yes, that's right. I'm here. Your host, Sith Lord, Meme Lord, the Funko Pop Poppy, K Bizzle. I'm here with some really good friends. We're here to talk about a lot of shit tonight and the biggest controversy probably of this entire month. We're here with, the deity, the moguls, the gods. Hook, what's up, man?
What it do, kid?
What it do? We're also here with Sniper Elite. He never misses, especially if it's your missus. Nick. Woof. We're also here with Puffco, Poppy, CJ from Liberty City. What's going on, CJ?
What it do, man? I'm here in Florida. I miss Blerdcon, but I'm here to see the violence. That's what I'm here for.
You already know we got the violence. We're also here with Kage. What's going on, man?
Hey, sir. Thank you for having me, man.
Pleasure's all mine. And we're also here with Bubba, even though he don't want to show his face. It's all cool, man. We still support you anyway. What's going on, Bubba?
What's good, guys? It's wonderful to be here.
All right, y'all. So we have a lot to talk about tonight with this bonfire. How the bonfire works is we're going to talk about something. We'll probably, give it a little good opinions, what they did good. But the rest of the show is totally trashing everything else. We got controversies, of course, about this white girl. I didn't want to say anything really derogative right now, but this white girl who won the costume contest at Blerdcon and the actual establishment of Blerdcon and how they're taking this, winning and everything like that of what people are saying online. So let's see. Bubba, let's open this up, man. How did you like Blerdcon?
So first of all, before I even say how I liked Blerdcon, I want to stress that even though we're about to flame up these people, everybody did a wonderful job, especially during COVID. It was very safe. The numbers are out. Essentially, no one at the whole con got COVID. Everyone's dramatically healthier for it to be a con. Usually you get like a con flu. I also want to say with the people involved into the scenario that we're talking about, we don't wish them any ill will. We don't wish any harm on anybody, and do not take any words that we may say in this as your permission to go do any of those things. This is really all just kind of being critical and poking fun at a funny situation. Yeah. So my Blerdcon was definitely fantastic. Funny enough, I was not really able to get to the floor all that much, but I kind of didn't need to, just because even though it was in the middle of COVID and it wasn't as packed, I actually enjoyed it not being crazy packed. Like, I don't really like a con where I just feel like a sardine, you know what I mean? And previous Blerdcons, people have told me had that Amistad vibe where it's just Black people packed in together and they're all just trying to get somewhere really bad. It had a good amount of people. It definitely didn't feel like a ghost town. It had a lot of good information essentially everywhere. And the hotel scene was immaculate. I mean, you could walk down a hallway and really just go, hey, I'm looking for this. And somebody might pop out the room and be like, hey, I got you, homie. It definitely had wonderful communicative, that's not even a word, community vibes. That's what first thing I really liked about this Blerdcon.
Okay. Kage, did you go?
Yeah, I went.
All right, how'd you feel about it, man?
Thought it was it's really great. Blerdcon, like I said, I've been going to conventions since I was a teenager. I'm now in my 30s, and I went to Blerdcon 2019. It was my favorite con, and I went again and had a great time because it's like the Black, the thing about it is I'm sure you know about the controversy. We'll talk about that later, but it really is in the nerdy community, especially in the cosplay community, Black people are kind of invisible to the point that if you put on go to a regular all race anime group, they'll not even post your pictures because you're Black. You know what I'm saying? So it's great to have a safe space, especially to be yourself. And everybody has branding, cosplayers, videographers, voice actors, everything you can think of in the nerd community, that people, businesses, you know what I'm saying? It was great to meet people because I follow a lot of people on Instagram, cosplayers and different things like that. It was great to network. And just like the young gentleman said, he was like, it wasn't like sardine. It wasn't a ghost town. It wasn't too full. It was great, man. Just meeting and networking with everybody. It was just great.
All right. So I also went myself. I took my son. He had a blast. We cosplayed as Minato and Naruto from the show Naruto. I definitely will say the same thing. I didn't feel like it was super packed, everything like that. It was great. A lot of people were there that I personally knew. When I also say everyone showed out, people showed out, man. Like the people who put in their work to their costumes, they showed out. And with what Kage was saying about, the whole concept of this is our safe space, if you guys do look at it, if you go to the Twitter or TikTok, the black anime cosplayers and everything, they definitely do get hella heat on that, right? You have a whole lot of racist people out here saying like, oh, hey, the costume's good, blah, 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 but the character's not accurate because they're not black. They're not black. They're not black. They're not black. Blerdcon was definitely made for that, where we can all go to appreciate each other. Hey, I love your outfit. I love your outfit. I definitely got asked a couple of times, by people, hey, can I take your picture? You guys are so cute. Yeah. I had my son, so I mean, that was probably why. Because I know I definitely looked.
Come on, KB, you famous out there. No, don't act like you wasn't on the Explorer page with like 10,000 likes.
What?
This man
Don't
cheated.
act like that didn't happen, bro.
He had the ultimate accessory to his cosplay. Like, how many people can have literally a baby and have the baby also in the cosplay? You should already win.
Right.
There was a couple of people there also with their babies.
Yeah, but they wasn't
made a new
known
friend.
like you though.
It was a whole spider family there. It was a whole spider family there.
None was cuter than Avery.
and son.
Yeah, nah, none was cuter than Avery. Always, he killed it.
All right. Okay. Anyway, moving forward. So, the costume contest. All right. So let's just get into it, because there's really not much else good to say about Blerdcon besides those, determining factors. So we have the costume contest, of course, where this girl dressed up as Sakura from Card Captors apparently won the contest. And when I say the world was heated, the world was heated. Give me 1 second so I can share screen, and I will show y'all the costumes that she wore.
It was on fire.
The world shut down that day. All right, so that's the costume right there. She is cosplaying Sakura from Card Captors.
And she's a known cosplayer, I believe. She's done. I think I know on her page she has a Captain Marvel cosplay that she's done. Yep. I don't know. I'm not gonna say her any of her information, but she is a a cosplayer in the community. And it's hard to tell from the picture, but she is very much so of Anglo-Saxon descent.
Right. Look kind of black in that. That's exactly what I.
It's the shade.
It was
it's the shade.
Yeah, it was
the shade. She got a brown wig, but
right.
Very much so somebody from the mountains of Mount Caucasus.
Now, so with that being said, with her costume, how do y'all feel? First of all, how do y'all feel about her winning in general, with the whole thing being Blerdcon?
Hold on. Before that, I mean, I appreciate her coming out, right? Because all engagement is still engagement for the event. So this isn't to say that white people can't come to these events. Right. Y'all can pull up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Come through, appreciate, pull up, have a good time. But what we about to get into is where we have the issue. Yeah. Where the community has the issue.
Can I say something? I'll say, like, to me, it's like what happens, what just happened is like how things happen in Black groups all around the world. Black Greeks, you know what I'm saying? Like HBCUs, you know what I'm saying? The white members are treated like gods, you know what I'm saying? It's like a big issue, you know what I'm saying? It's like, also what happened, people also heated because the person that won that contest was going to be the representative for Blerdcon, you know what I'm saying, for that year. And it's like, I've seen the other costume designs, and it's like, I feel like the other ones was shit. I was like, Card Captain Sakura is tight, you know what I'm saying? But the other ones, you know what I'm saying? The other ones are great. But what I feel as though it's just a deeper lining issue of just the whole, like how a white person can come into any black group and be mediocre and be like elevated to like superstar status. You know what I'm saying? You see that in the Black Greeks. There's a famous white lady who just became a Delta. She's treated like Beyonce. A white Kappa dude who made a little speech and just came out of college is in a journal with Black PhD holders. It's like whatever, you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a deep racial issue with that. And the fact that, you know, she came to Blerdcon, like you said, like Nick said, ain't nothing wrong with being white and participating, but there was so many, it's like the talent of the Black cosplayers in that contest was better than her. That's how I feel, you know what I'm saying?
The images that I'm showing real quick, you guys, my bad, I'm sorry I cut you off. The images I'm showing real quick, I'm not 100% certain on all the participants that joined, but I am just going to show y'all, you know, a lot of costumes that we definitely all agree that were better than after Sakura.
Right.
Yeah, most definitely. And I can't agree with Kage more, where, you know, there's like the historical aspects of this and I don't want to turn this into like, you know, a history lecture, but there has been patterns throughout history where not just Black spaces, but spaces that have been created and uplifted and succeeded by those involved have usually been intruded upon, stepped into, or, you know, through inclusiveness have had welcomed other people into that place. And usually they are the same people who have advantages from other places that will usually promote them to either the leaders of that organization or the forefronts of that place. I mean, look at Cleopatra in Egypt. Cleopatra was from a different place other than Egypt, and somehow she became the Empress of Egypt through, you know, and I may be wrong with that one. I'll have to fact check myself, but, you know, there has been a pattern of that. So it definitely, for me, this all boiled down to, and not to generalize it too quickly, but for me, this definitely all boiled down to bad taste on a couple of people's parts. A couple of people not really thinking about the situation, not really thinking about the implications of what was happening, and overall just a lack of compassion for the people involved and like the pain that it caused.
All right.
I think that's a great point. Like, as someone like I wasn't at Blerdcon, but this reminds me of like I won the Afro-Punk Battle of the Bands like 5 years back with a band called Bad Citizen. It would be weird if we did Afro-Punk Battle of the Bands and like an all-white mediocre band won. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be like a weird flex if Afro-Punk is your thing, and like, as you said, they're supposed to represent the African American aspect of that community. It's weird to have a white person win in that space. I'm not against all my pasty brethren, but like certain spaces are reserved for like, as you guys alluded to, like we haven't had these spaces. So like there are plenty of white cosplaying spaces available to win competitions.
Let's be clear. There are plenty of cosplay spaces for everyone else to win competitions, but it is usually like 99.9% predominantly Black. That's why Blerdcon got created, you know, because like KB said, you go on Twitter, oh man, you know, you can't be Goku. Goku's not brown. You can't be Naruto. Naruto's not Black. You know what I'm saying? So you know, oh yeah, you can't win the costume because it's not accurate enough. Well, yeah, because they're all drawn white. So
and not even that. Like, are they drawn white? They're Asian.
Right.
Yeah, but they're perceived as like, you know, lighter skin regardless.
But I mean, and I ain't even gonna hold you. The judges, y'all down bad. Points down. Like, come on. Y'all shouldn't even have let her enter. There y'all. That was irresponsibility on the judges. The creator, nigga.
Yeah, so
you had a whole 25-minute video and you said about 4 words. And they
he fumbled the bag on that one.
Well, I think it's just like HBCUs. They get their funding from white people. That, you know what I'm saying? I feel as with Blerdcon, that's where they get a lot of their funding from. You know what I'm saying? And they be, you know what I mean? So you got to kind of, I feel like the judges kind of pander to that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. You know what I mean?
Nah, man.
So I would like to, I think this is where we should probably just get into the fire part. Like I think we said, all right, we talked about how we don't want to hurt, nobody actually, and we talked about how this is also coming from a place. I would like to piggyback off of what you just said, Kage, and what you said as well, Nick. Yo, that the dude who made that 25-minute video, he could not have been more disconnected from the situation than if he just didn't go to the con himself. Like, how do you start the video off by saying this was always inclusive? Like, bro, we get it. It was always inclusive. But why start a con
and name it
with
Black
chocolate
Nerd
in your logo?
Black nerd.
Like, come on, bro. What are you doing? Like, help me out here.
Well,
he pandering to the people that be really low key running shit. You know what I'm saying? He pandering to
Right.
hey, it is what.
Well, me personally, seeing all of the costumes, I mean, no disrespect to the winner, but there is obviously a gulf. There's a gulf between her costume and everybody else's costume. Like when you actually, like, I follow a cosplayer, like she literally builds everything. She builds a whole outfit. And I'm not saying that she didn't, but I'm like, dog, there is an obvious gulf between, her costume and everybody else's. But one good thing that I can say about the controversy, if you want to look at the silver lining and everything, is the publicity that it's got, and it's bringing more people. It's bringing Black nerds to the limelight, and it's getting more eyes on Black nerds, and it's becoming more pop culture because Black nerds is becoming pop culture now. So it does help. The controversy does help if you look at it from that aspect.
Yeah, I mean, anime in general is just becoming way more mainstream, bro. And I mean, personal responsibility, bro. Personal responsibility, like that's kind of the definition of white privilege.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like that's what we be talking about.
It's real shit.
Like the fact that you real live is like, yeah, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna enter this contest, and then she definitely, she was like, oh, I didn't want to do it, and my friend said it would be a good idea, and it was great, and you have a great con, blah blah blah, and she was like, I didn't expect to win, and I'm like, your friend told you to jump off a bridge, you gonna do it? Yeah. Personal responsibility.
It's definitely a high level of audacity there. No doubt. It sounds like to me like the damage control was almost worse than the initial gaffe of like having her win, and them trying to clean it up and explain it made everything far worse.
Definitely.
The judge didn't even apologize off jump. She was just like, yeah, we just chose the person that we thought, the judges, the one that came out with the first statement, we thought who was the best, and it was hand stitched. And so, first of all, who are you, the queen of sewing? Like, how can you confirm this? Who made you mayor of the sewing department?
So who are the group? Because like the cosplayers, I know that you've been like in circles where it's mostly white people, and it's like you're kind of seen as like invisible. You know what I'm saying? Low key. You know what I'm saying? When you're in that con and you're cosplaying and you're Black, and the Blerdcon ain't like the other cons. You're the minority at the other cons most of the time. And it's like, I've seen Black people, like they put their heart and soul into these cosplays, and then to walk around and be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no. And I feel like that's the big insult. You know what I'm saying? These people put, like I said, they put like effort into it, and then it just go to a place where they think they'll be recognized. And then it's like, no, hold up, wait a second. That's like the big thing, you know what I mean? It's just like, damn.
So serious question here. If in fact she went as a different character, right? And she had the greatest outfit known to like cosplay history, and she entered that Blerdcon and she won, would y'all still feel the same? I have to play devil's advocate here.
No, I wouldn't feel at all. I'm like, hey, you did, like I say, Eminem when he came in the rap game. Like people say he's messing, like he's not that good, but he battled, like he battled.
Hip hop didn't have Black in the name though.
It's tight. Eminem is tight, but her joint was good, but it's like, no, they were, oh, come on, man. Did you see the Princess Mononoke? Nigga.
She could have.
Yeah, that was.
She could have walked in there as Wing Zero. I'd have
I
been
actually
like,
got that pick
no.
also. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
Yeah, that I can definitively say that also was a big part
Wow.
of the outrage.
Yeah,
And the
that's dope.
the outrage was definitely and I'll give it to the one judge who was like, oh, she sewed a lot and yada yada yada. I get it, like if you're a big fan of sewing, but just admit your bias and move on. Don't make it worse. Just say, hey, I have a propensity for sewing and I really like sewing. Therefore, I did lean towards hers because she sewed it. And that seems like what it is. My biggest issue was those two things. Number one, her cosplay was impressive in the detail, but not in the entertainment value. You did not get impressed just by looking at her. Nobody did.
Here's why I think all that mess is invalid. Because so let's say today a white woman cures cancer. She should still not win Black Woman of the Year award.
Most def.
Still
Okay,
Black
okay,
con,
okay.
Black nerd con.
But would you be less mad if it was truly amazing though?
I'd be
Curing
like,
cancer is amazing as shit.
No,
What were you going to say, CJ?
No, I was gonna say
it
for
was,
me,
it was all right. Her joint was all right. It wasn't like, I felt like the other contestants were way better. You see Shorty with the black tentacles and stuff, man. Come on,
Yeah.
dog.
Go ahead, CJ.
But
I was gonna
hold
say.
on, Kage. Hold on. We got you, man. We got you. Go ahead.
No, all I was gonna say is for this situation, you got to do reverse white privilege rules. So for me, it's like boxing rules. Is if the white Caucasian lady needs to come in as the challenger, which means if she's gonna win that competition, that jump needs to be like above and beyond. Like she need to have like thrashed everybody in the competition, and then like I'll accept it. But if it's close and you got Black people with these amazing cosplays at Blerdcon, then I think you got to give the nod to the Black people as if they were the champion and the white lady is the challenger, as in like she has to win decisively and to take the belt from the champion, rather than like if it's close and she had some nice sewing skills, we're gonna take it over like these whole mecha ass outfits and shit. Like it, that's my feelings on it.
Yeah.
And then that's a good point, because someone else, I don't remember who exactly in the Blerdcon group on Facebook posted a link to the actual dress where you can buy it online and the staff. So there's a couple of people out here saying that it is fake, but there's also people going on with the whole, hey, this was hand sewn by her with silk and polyester and all that and whatnot.
No, I can attest to that because I did interface with the woman. Being a perv, I did pretty solemnly gaze upon her bosom because it was bountiful.
Sir, I don't know if we can say that.
Sir,
I'm just saying
this
the dress
was
was
on the interwebs.
The dress was pretty dope. The only reason why it was mainly because she made it custom to herself, and I like literally somebody was like, "Yo, check out the way it goes around her shoulders, goes around." Like if you look at the dress very closely, it's contoured to her body, and I know a guy who does custom work, and I know what that looks like. Not to mention she stitched actual designs in it. Not saying I was like that close, but we were in an elevator.
See the designs at the bottom.
Yeah. Like we were in an elevator with her like twice. She was showing people her design. She was very proud of it. Like I could tell that she definitely did it herself. So I won't take that from her. Not to mention there weren't any tags on really anything. Not that you could actually find anything, but like definitely did it herself.
So hang on. So if she is this great seamstress, right? Who's not to say that she bought the outfit online and a bigger size and just, altered it to her body, added a little bit more stitches and called it a day.
That is true. And I only say this to defeat my own point. I agree with you. I only say that to say I give her the fact that maybe she did make the whole thing. But my other point to defeat that is, why is that something that we necessarily care about here? Like, why is it that we are basing your ability to sew this thing as more valuable than somebody's ability to make it work for them? Or, why are we saying, oh, because you dyed it, therefore this thing is worth more? Because obviously we have this not very impressive cosplay that we're all wondering, why is this better than all of these other cosplays that when we look at them, we are far more entertained.
And I'll give it to her in the sense of like, Sakura is an iconic character. Like Card Captor Sakura was Torch, right? And so kudos to that. You know, I definitely, the staff was cool, the Little Wings was cool, nailed it. Is definitely picture perfect in that regard. But at the end of the day, you still shouldn't have entered the contest. Even if you could have still had the best costume in there, but there are some things that you just have to respect. And that's where we as a people say things like privilege, because there was no thought to respect the name and title of the event and the safety of the space of the event.
Oh, been quiet, man. How you feel?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
What?
I didn't know. I didn't know if you said hook or something else. Well, like Kage said, and like I said before, you know, we started recording, like, if you look at the other contestants and the people who actually build their stuff, like they build every single piece of their costume, and you go to Blerdcon and you see who win, you would feel a certain type of way, like, oh, this basic ass shit won, and she's white. Of course, you would feel some type of way.
Because you gotta think too, that person, the winner, becomes the face of the event. You can't say Blerdcon, white girl.
Yeah,
and even
white
put aside
before actually, in the
And
past,
this isn't me taking. I fucks with white people. Y'all cool as hell.
but
This
listen,
this isn't.
put
this
aside that she won. Put that aside.
Yeah.
The part that was worse than her actually winning was the damage control.
Yeah.
The messaging that came out after you niggas fucked up was horrible. Like I read what the Blerdcon founder said, and it's
that judge.
gibberish. And the judge, it's just unfounded BS.
And the judge took the post down.
And I really want to say, I give it to the girl who won. Like, if she deserved to win, then she deserved to win based on whatever, you know, like ideology that they were leaning towards. If they were just big on sewing, then that's fine. And me, I'm on the side of like, I wish it was more impressive. I would have felt a lot better if it was just so impressive that they could not give her anything but the win. That would have made me feel better. But like I agree with Hook here. The biggest issue here isn't even so much that she won. It's the fact that people expressed things about it, and the people that we leaned on to represent us, to hopefully make a whole event for our representation, you know, literally looked at us and called us hypocrites, called us stupid, called us, oh, we don't know what cosplay is, said we don't have the years that the judges were handpicked by us.
Did they give
we don't know what we're talking
for
about.
why she won?
Yeah,
like
the
what
judges,
criteria it was based off of?
Hang on. So the rules go, the costume, what was it, 80% made? Like, you know, 80% worked on. It had to be 80% made. And I want to say the judge, what was her name? I think Dax Martin posted up there saying, like, you know, hey, you guys, sorry that, you know, I wish I could have picked someone black also, but based off of, you know, her work on the outfit, all this and whatnot, she was the actual winner, and I can't give somebody who created, what was it, a dragon tail out of cardboard, out of Pringle cans?
I literally read this like earlier today. Again, I read it multiple times. First of all, it was an insult. Like, she literally was just like, yeah, like, who did y'all want to win? The person who bought a basic store-bought costume, or the person who made a dragon tail out of Pringle cans? And we're like, damn, all the people who were winners weren't those people. All the people who were in the top were none of those people, first of all. And then, like, she was just like, yeah, she had the best sewing work. And okay, cool. Okay, could you sit there and say she's the best sewer there? 100%. You could probably say, like, okay, cool, she has the best sewing work out of all the costumes. But these people created things and original things. And it's like, Yeah, she did Card Captor Sakura. Iconic, but some people did crazy original things and made do with what they can make do with. And it's like, yeah, okay, they may not have sold better than her, but that doesn't mean the work wasn't just as not, just as good. And then the fact that you as a black person are insulting black people for being mad that a non-black person won a black event.
Yeah,
And there it is. And
it's
there it is.
it's the thing I was saying before about they're mad at us for being mad at them that Becky's potato salad with raisins won at grandma's cookout. Like how
That'd be
that
oh damn.
yo,
Oh my
Becky
Man.
God,
slipped
go.
the dress some extra raisins, bro.
That's
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's never going to happen.
I
Get
mean,
those
on that,
raisin potato salads out of me. Go
yeah.
ahead.
On that note, not to be too political, but like you say, you can't knock people for working with what they can work with. Like, not everyone has sewing machine and premium money to do all that shit. If people making do and still making amazing costumes on low budget, being that entails more creativity than just buying and sewing some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So you can't penalize people for not having resources, especially if they're able to make amazing things with the resources they have.
I made a dragon tail out of Pringle cans. That's talent.
That literally sounds more impressive.
The Bama who had the Deathstroke zone. You know how long that'll take to build all that shit?
It'll look better than
that's a
Titans.
lot. Right. Oh my God.
And just to piggyback off of what CJ said,
Straight bullet.
and not to get political myself, this is why I really feel like the judges, like, just, we're not expecting you to give out any favors, but this is why I feel like it was in bad taste to say, oh, you guys just want us to give her this thing because she's white. Well, obviously nobody wants us. Oh, sorry, I said the wrong thing. You guys want us to give a award to someone who doesn't deserve it just because they're black, and y'all don't want it because she's white. It oversimplifies the dilemma here. The dilemma is that in some way, shape, or form, we can safely assume that her whiteness had given her some sort of privilege that would give her the ability to sew on a different level than anybody else there, whether it be in a society that supports her craft more, whether it be a society that has money to support her craft more, whether it be her parents not kicking her out, like 50% of black families, whether she doesn't have a kid before she leaves high school, like 50% of, I could go on, the list goes on for days about the things that just from her community, she may not have to deal with that we do have to deal with that will make her a better sewer. So when they're going, oh, it's just because you guys wanted to give it to someone black, it's like, hell yeah, because it's more even that way. And we can safely assume that just by statistical numbers in our current society.
And Dax she came out with another, after her originally deleted tweet, she made more tweets about like, oh, basically defending herself, talking about, we're all artists and artists know when they can improve on their work and blah, blah, blah. And it was just crazy, man.
Give me
First of
all,
all,
I got you, Nick. Hold on, because I got it pulled up right
No, she
here.
didn't.
So
Dax don't need to be a judge no more.
Here we go, right here. Here we go. So first and foremost, I love Blerdcon because of its inclusivity, right? They love that word. Inclusive, exclusive, they love it. It's called Blerdcon, but that doesn't mean other people of other ethnicities, I know I just butchered that, and backgrounds can't participate. Regardless, all of the contestants did the best they could, and we appreciate all entries. She went down and kept going, like Nick was saying, and it wasn't.
It got worse. It just got worse.
If you got to explain yourself that much, it's not good.
Yeah.
How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tweets.
That's what I said about the cleanup. The cleanup is trash.
Oh, matter of fact, this is what was her. She said, listen, I'm all for supporting and promoting Black cosplayers, but at the same time, I'm not going to blow smoke up someone's ass just because they showed up today. And to answer your question, yes, the winner made absolutely every piece handmade. Yes, the dress was dyed and silk and blah, blah. Sorry if it doesn't stack up next to a Halloween costume that came out of a bag.
Wow.
And that's the part that really hits me.
Like, yo, Dax, who are you, bro? Like, woman, like, who are you, person? Like, what's up, Dax? Like,
so
what's
hang
up?
on, y'all. So
who hurt you?
The winner of the costume contest also came out in apologized
Yeah,
on
she
Twitter.
apologized.
She said basically, I need to address this Blerdcon situation. First, I want to apologize for not doing so sooner and appearing to avoid the situation. I was and am dealing with a family emergency, and I was also waiting to hear back from Blerdcon themselves about their own statement. I'm
Excuses.
actively in the process of returning the prizes and have stepped down. I'm sorry for centering myself in a space that was not mine to do so. There have been plenty of people who have said I should have read the room and not entered despite my friends encouraging me to do so. Holy
Read the
moly.
room.
Read the room. This is the last part I'm gonna say. And they are 100% right. I am a grown adult and should have thought about how my participation could take away from another cosplayer who is Black, who might be overlooked in other spaces. So, with that being said, you guys, do you think that's enough? First and foremost.
I actually think that's a solid apology.
Yeah,
To be
same,
honest,
actually.
Hey, hang on, hang on.
Person who I want to
Hey,
apologize.
hang on, Nick. Hang
go
on,
ahead.
Nick. Go ahead, CJ.
No, I just think that, I mean, that's way better than the creators in terms of damage control. I think that's about as good as you can do for an apology in hindsight. Like, she was basically took responsibility, said, like, I should have read the room. She didn't blame it on her friends. I mean, she kind of did, but not really. She still took responsibility, like, I should have read the room. I think that was a pretty good statement. Like, she understands that, like, yeah, you took away from someone else who would have been overlooked in another space. I mean, I think she nailed the apology. Like, I don't know about the sincerity of it, but I mean, that's what you got to say. If you're going to say it, that's about as good as you can do.
Yeah, shout outs to her. Shout outs
Why
to
is her
her.
cleanup way better than the actual people who threw the event?
By a lot.
That is the point. It's like,
I believe she did not have malicious intent, and she genuinely felt bad.
Yeah, she didn't have to step down and give the prizes back either and stuff like that just because of the outrage. So that's something, so I think that's a solid apology and taking responsibility and putting action behind it, not just saying I'm sorry, but I'm actually going to step down and give the shit back.
Well,
and that's why, as an individual, shout outs to her. Like, that's why I'm like, we cool with white people. That was a good move on her part. Like,
personally, I have a 50-50 about it because like as a business owner, which she is, you were not going to survive for the rest of your career if you did not do something like this. So knowing that, it would have meant more to me if she wasn't a business owner and she was just a participant, because then it's like at that point you have nothing to lose. Knowing that she had something to lose makes me 50-50. But I do agree with you, CJ. I do agree with you, Nick. Definitely a solid apology. Definitely, even if it wasn't, even if she could be well, I'm not gonna say that. She could literally just not mean it. But just the fact that she gave it with the reverence that it deserves, that's that makes a lot of that definitely makes me feel better. But it's still hilarious to me that it takes her to go, hey, I'm admitting that this isn't okay. I don't know what these judges and these founders are talking about. This was not okay.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, that her apology actually makes them look far worse and it makes their responses look super petty and childish.
it makes us look worse as a community because it took her as an outsider to the community to make a better apology than those of us in the community. And again, it goes to the point of like, bro, we don't come together.
Yes, Nick. Oh my goodness, yes.
Kage, what you got?
I think it wasn't her fault per se. It was the judge's fault. Because I heard when she was doing it, they was like saying wild stuff. But I feel like that's a good apology. And it's like, just like you said, because she knows, she knows, just like the point I was making, in them other con circles, Black cosplayers are really invisible, dog. Like, for real. So I was like, it wasn't her fault. I feel like it's great that she apologized, but it wasn't her fault. It was the judge's fault, for real. She shouldn't be getting the flack that she did, but it's not her fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they shouldn't have bullied her like that. They should have came at the judges way harder. I mean, they did, don't get me wrong, but she got way more heat than she should have. The judges should have they should have went in on them judges, bro.
I feel like the judges didn't get as much. They should. And don't get me wrong, I don't feel like death threats and things like that are ever okay. But frying somebody up for their stupid decisions is perfectly okay. Holding people accountable for their stupid decisions is perfectly okay. But like cyberbullying, not okay. And I also feel like this is crazy too on the judges' part, because it's like, yo, if I'm up there and I'm a judge and I see this event, I don't care what it is, whether it be Blerdcon or any con that celebrates somebody who. If I'm at freaking, I don't know, a Japan con, or and freaking a Chinese person is participating in something and they're about to win, I'm going to be able to read the room enough to go, if that person won right now, that's not even doing them any favors. It's not even going to benefit them in any way, because so many people don't want this, and so many people will feel very upset about this, that if I gave them the win, guess what? You're putting a target on their back. So if anything, she should be really pissed off at the judge, because judges, even in that sense, because they did not do her any favors. They definitely almost ended her career as a seamstress in the anime community.
Good point.
Yeah, them judges set her up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gotta get some new judges next year. Hey, Blur, do me a favor, bro, because I'm gonna come out there. Let's go ahead and get some new judges.
What do you
my
think?
Man, you got anything?
Yeah.
Okay. So like I keep coming back to the cleanup. Now, when things like this happen, the cleanup is supposed to explain why you did it, what really, the factors that went into it. If you don't explain it in a way where everybody, okay, we could fixate on something else besides it coming off as being political. Because now it comes off as we were just here to lose in the first place. And that's what some people could think if a white person wins this competition at a black nerd convention, and they talk about thread counts, and they talk about, oh, she painted it. Okay, cool, but there's actual other people who did more shit, and like somebody said, is more creative shit that goes into it besides the shit that you won for. So you got that, you got the reason they gave why she won, the fact that she won, and the cleanup, which all equals to, okay, this comes off as more political than anything. This comes off as she was going to win regardless of what the fuck y'all niggas were anyway. That's just what I said. The first thing I said when I heard about it happen, like, okay, that's political. That's a political pick right there.
Everything is political, man.
Yeah,
Everything political. It all is.
Every damn thing.
Right. Politics, yeah.
Any save rounds? Actually, I got one save round. I did hear a complaint earlier on Facebook, that same Blerdcon group, that the vendors, me personally, I didn't get to check out all the vendors. The ones that I did see, hey, you guys are great. But the whole thing about, I think they were complaining about Fae ears. So like, Black Fae, that whole movement, the elf side of the cosplay. There was a couple of vendors there selling like, white skin accessories. Like how do y'all feel about like, going to a convention and just seeing, hey, things that are being sold don't fit me?
I mean, I think it would. I'm okay with that, with them having, like white Fae ears. I think they should have it in smaller quantity than black Fae ears. But at the same time, there's other folk that's going to show up, other skin tones is going to show up. I feel like they should have had a variety of skin tones, but they should know that predominantly they probably need, skin tones catered to black people. And maybe, let's say they had a stock of 200, you might have like, okay, we probably got 10 for white people and then the other, 90 for all the different shades of black out there.
Yeah, I can't agree with that more. I mean, that's also one of the things that, to piggyback off of what Hook was saying, is that that's also the issue that I'm having with their whole, as well as with shitlord meme god is saying. There's let me put that on mute. This whole inclusivity thing is kind of being used as a weird, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's being used as an excuse to kind of blanket like behavior that is essentially like dangling the fish in front of us. Like we all are going to Blerdcon, and correct me if I'm wrong, I would say the majority of us here, as well as the majority of the community, have a consensus that we are going to Blerdcon because it is about being a Black nerd at first, and then being about a minority second, and then being about whatever third. This whole thing, especially with the stores, it's like we only have an issue because this is our con, and I would prefer to have it more like what Nick said, where it's like, okay, I should be seeing 90 pairs of Black ears and 30 in each 3 different tans, and then like maybe 10 in the more Caucasian or something like that. Granted, just to play devil's advocate, the founder did have a point where the turnout for the stores, a lot of them got rolled over to the next year for what they paid for. A lot of stores didn't show up this year just because of COVID. I completely understand that, but that should have still been a conversation with the remaining stores to say, hey, we are still going to represent this focus because this is this con.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's like going to Marvel Con. They got all DC products.
Yeah, right? Like, you feel me?
Ooh, bro,
What
are
am I
you doing?
Dark
doing
Horse,
here?
like, right?
What's up, man?
Sir, I came to buy Iron Man, not Batman. What?
Thank
They're
you.
the same guy.
Rick, what's up? What are we doing?
That's what they
here,
would tell you
guys?
too. They're gonna be like,
Are
yo,
they?
they're the same guy.
They both
Are they?
billionaires.
Are they?
That's what they're gonna say. Oh yeah, they both rich.
One has prep time and one doesn't. Anyway, you guys, any save rounds? Anybody got anything else?
I got one question for the people who are there. How was the mustiness level? How did our people do with you?
All
Not
right.
too
We
bad.
did great. We did great on
Not
that.
too
Hey.
bad.
Hey,
Nah,
hey,
I was
hey,
in the
hey,
party.
hey,
It smelled like straight like
Hold on.
Irish Spring, dog.
Yeah,
look,
man.
hey, it was good, man. Because the thing about it, Blerdcon, it ain't the Black people that be worried about some of them. Most times it's the non-melanated people that be funky. I was at the party. I was at both parties Friday and Saturday night. I walked in. That joint smelled like soap, nigga. Yeah, I mean, my bad. My ninja. Yes, we good on that, bro.
Fine, you can curse.
Hey,
Oh,
man.
Not
I was
Blerdcon.
gonna say,
You could be a Black person here.
Otakon was so musty, bro.
yeah,
Oh my
I
god.
have
It's
to agree with
thick.
Kage, man. Like, all I, if I smelled anything, it was cocoa butter and argan oil. Like, it was an excess of it. That's all I really smelled. Maybe like some Jergens, some Vaseline. Like, that's all I really smelled. It was
My
great.
man smelled that petroleum jelly.
I just
Yeah.
had to ask, man. I've been to cons, man. Like I used to work at Con when I worked at Gaylord a lot. So like I've seen them cons be funkier than Bootsy Collins and shit. So
You can see the musk when you walk. You be like,
I'd rather
God
be with
Oh my
you.
damn.
god.
I will also agree on that part, man. They definitely Musty was definitely, hey, you guys cannot come here musty. Do not do it. I know that it was posted somewhere before, and they definitely came and was not musty. I was not hurt by it. I didn't walk in and it didn't smell like a fish market. I was happy. I was like, oh hey man, because I would say this is my 4th or 5th con I've been to, and this is the only one I've been to where it was not musty walking.
Let's hope
Well,
that that's not just because it was less people.
I'm telling you, hey,
it's not even that, man. It's not even that. It really was. Like, you can go anywhere throughout the entire hotel, man, and it was not musty.
And then,
Like,
Lord, you go to the game room. Oof, my goodness,
game
the
section
game
was
room.
not musty.
It's like a thicker. It used to be a thicker level of
It was like
must.
a thick
I'm hip,
haze of
bro. I remember
like,
that.
Yo,
just like ass.
it's like the
tuna.
outside area is like a cloud, and you go to the inside, and it's like musk thunderstorm.
I mean, who were the original people that taught people how to bathe, though? You already know what time it is.
Sir.
Man.
I mean, Serena Williams had to tell her white husband, like, no, baby, you got washcloth, baby. Like, what? You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
can't just
Can't
rub
just
the
use the
soap on
bar.
it. How's the dirt gonna get off?
right.
Let's be raw dog in a bar of soap.
I'm gonna wash my lips. Yeah, man. Come on. It was clean.
Man.
It was clean, bro. That shit was tight.
Yeah, even in the
Oh
hotels,
my
which I was
God.
very surprised. Like, I ended up getting well, I won't say what I got because that, I don't know, that might say some things
No,
about
don't
me,
say
but
that. Yeah, don't say that.
yeah, I got
Please don't.
I got a room that was next to another room that it was just slightly bigger. May have been like 2 beds, and like the person came out of the room and invited me into their room, and the best thing I can say is it was a lot of upper room entertainment. Even that was immaculate. even that was like, yo, what it like through the whole. I've been to Otakon, mind you, and Katsu, and at Otakon, just walking through the hotel that's not connected to the Walter Reed Center, you could walk through the hotel like floor, like upper floor, and you could smell it. It was almost as if it was creeping up
You be
behind
like,
you.
I made it.
Ooh.
I've
Yeah,
arrived. I've arrived.
quite
at
literally.
Compass.
And
It was creeping up behind you.
yeah,
Cosplaying
yeah.
as
But
people
at
out
the
there
Hyatt,
cosplaying as Garboder and
Man, I
shit.
never
Just a
forget the
bag of
mustiest dude
trash.
I seen in my life. He was wearing like a you know that baby dude from One Piece.
yeah.
Yeah,
they-
Oh, yeah.
he had one of them on, except the dude was like 6'7" and a couple 100 pounds. And I mean, oof, good God. It was like a must battering ram.
He's on brand. He was on
If-
brand. He's trying to be on brand.
It's a must battering ram.
We're not here to talk about stank people, man. Let them have it. No, don't let them have it. Just don't come out the house. If you stink, stay home.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Kage. That's
I
all
was
I'm saying.
saying
If you
that-
stink,
that's
stay home.
like at the Blit. When the Blerdcon, when I was at the party, it's about 12 midnight. I came in that joint. I was just hit by fresh air, like soap. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell yeah. I was like, oh, it shit smell good as shit. Yeah, partying. And people were sweaty like shit, and they still smell good. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we know how to. I
That's what
don't like
happens when-
just everybody has the experience of having that funk, but I never had that funk experience at Blerdcon. I swear to God, I haven't.
Hey man, that's what happens when you use a washcloth, bar soap, and deodorant. Anyway, you guys. So, you got anything else? We hit all our points.
I got a question for people. I mean, I don't know if everyone saw the video from the founder. How did y'all feel about him saying if we didn't like it, then he's cool, they'll be fine regardless?
Don't call that bluff. You're gonna fuck around and find out.
I mean, I feel as though like
We'll find out.
he's pandering to his contributors. You know what I'm saying? His contributors are not melanated, dog.
He got saved because the girl apologized. But I promised you, if some stuff went down, I bet you next year we all be sitting like, we ain't going to that BS no more.
Yeah, all you gotta do is call their bluff on that. It's like, all right, you don't need a business, and let's see.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, man. I mean, definitely if anything, she saved that. She came back around and saved them with her her really good apology. Hey man, I gotta do better.
I almost want to say they need to send her something just for that. Just for that, Nick, because she probably, I'm okay with her giving back first prize, but they need to send her something for how classy she has been behaving this entire time.
Yep.
Classiness, man. That's all you need in the world of racism. It's not all you need. We need you guys to stop being racist. Is that
we need our own people to support us?
That's all you need.
That's all you need. Just stop being racist. That's step one and the only step. Anyway,
stop doing it. Just stop it.
Easier said than done, obviously. But you guys,
jeez.
This has been the Bonfire, our very first episode, like I said. We will be back to do more bonfires on different subjects. Hey, maybe our next one might be Iron Man 2. We might talk trash about it. Maybe we might talk about the entirety. Oh, my bad. Iron Man 3, you're correct. And Thor 2. Or we might talk trash about the entire franchise that is known as the Fast and the Furious. But we'll let you guys know. Of course, Awesome Con and Otakon are the next cons coming up.
Leave them alone, bro.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go, I might go. I don't know. I won't bring my kid next time, though. I'm sorry. I'm not bringing him. He can't come. He was a handful. He threw his pacifier, by the way, in Blerdcon somewhere and lost it. He was pissed off at me for the entire day.
I love
Dad couldn't save everything. But that's all the time we got, you guys. I've been your host, Sith Lord, Meme Lord, the Funko Pop Poppy. I've been here with Hook, CJ, Puffco Poppy, Nick, the Sniper Elite, Kage, and Bubba. Thank you guys for joining us. I I don't have any inspirational words like Hook usually does. So, the message of the day is just don't be racist.
Don't be racist. That's how
Don't be
it is.
racist
Like,
and
man.
don't be racist and wash your ass when you go to college.
Wash your
That's it.
ass.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wash your
there it
ass
is.
always.
Did
There
that
it is,
right
y'all.
when you left too, bro.
Jeez.
Don't be racist and wash your ass. All right, gang.
Gang.